Grand Junction, Colorado, a quiet mountain community 240 miles outside of Denver.
911, where's your emergency?
Oh my God, it's at my house.
Okay, what's going on?
I just got home from work and there's blood all over the bed and there's stuff all over the floor. My family's gone, my daughter and my wife aren't here.
The caller is 38-year-old Michael Blagg. Sheriff's deputies race to his home.
When we arrived, Mr. Blagg was standing on his front porch. Front door was closed, garage door was closed. We asked him what happened, what's going on. He said, my wife and child are missing, and there's blood in the master bedroom.
Detectives have no idea what to expect in the house.
We started checking rooms to make sure there wasn't somebody down inside that needed help. We checked your main rooms, your front room, your kitchen, on into the garage, and then into the master bedroom. After we were done searching the house, we went outside. We got our crime scene tape and blocked it off so nobody has access.
With these strange circumstances, Mesa County Sheriff's Lieutenant Dick Dillon mobilizes his complex crimes unit, specialized investigators who process suspicious crime scenes.
They are highly intelligent, highly trained individuals, and just get them together on any specific task, and they usually come out with a positive result.
Sergeant Wayne Weiler, a veteran member of the unit, searches the crime scene for clues.
As I looked into the master bedroom down to my right, I could see a jewelry box that was lying on the floor, as well as a lot of papers. I could see the bed, and the covers were pulled down, and I saw a large pool, somewhat circular in fashion, of blood or red substance that appeared to be blood. I remember seeing some of the blood on the mattress pad, or the actual sheet, was coagulated, dried.
Officers fan out from the Blagg home in search of the missing mother and daughter.
Patrol, as well as investigators, searched the immediate area, walked around, got into the brush, checked houses. Neighborhood canvass was done immediately that night of within that block.
But nobody's seen anything.
We contacted St. Mary's Hospital and Community Hospital here in Grand Junction to see if anyone had been brought in with any major injuries. We did not receive any information.
At first glance, deputies think they're dealing with a robbery kidnapping. But who would want to target the Blagg family? Michael Blagg, a decorated war hero, and his wife Jennifer, a homemaker, are popular, devout Christians who organize personal prayer groups for the congregation.
She dedicated a lot of her volunteer time to Abby's school. She spent a lot of time at the church. Just very sweet, nice, kind people. The kind of people a lot of people would want to be.
Jennifer's mother tells investigators she had been expecting a call from her daughter that morning, but it never came.
First I asked about Jennifer, wanting to know how she was doing emotionally, physically, if there were any concerns that she had. She said there weren't any at all. When I asked about the marriage between Michael and Jennifer, Marilyn said that it was a great marriage.
Michael and Jennifer met 14 years before in California when he was in the Navy and she was at college. Michael served in the First Gulf War as a helicopter pilot on the USS Kitty Hawk. They married in 1991, and in 1995, their only child, Abby, was born. Was 6-year-old Abby the target of this mysterious crime?
Could have there been a serial rapist that had just come through Grand Junction? We've had that happen in the past here, so we looked at all other prior kidnappings and sexual assaults throughout the United States to see if anything matched the description.
After waiting in vain for ransom demands, Michael and his mother-in-law turned to the media for help.
My prayer is that through this and through maybe somebody that saw something in the last couple of days, that we can bring Jennifer and Abby home, because that's what we all want. We just want them to come home.
How have you been dealing with this?
This has been as draining and as physically demanding as anything I've ever done in my life. And it's truly a horrible situation. And I know that the Lord will bring me through this, and the Lord will bring them home.
Father in heaven,
is praying for whoever has them, the same as we are praying for Abby and Jennifer.
Meantime, back at the house, the forensics team begin processing the puzzling crime scene.
When the forensic team first arrived at the crime scene, the front door is open as well as the rear door is open. Those things were fingerprinted. Fingerprints throughout the remaining of the house was also taken and collected. Within the master bedroom, several items were placed on the floor that were collected. Then on the bed itself, a large pool of bloodstain was present at the northern top portion of the bed towards the right-hand side. This was documented and collected as samples were collected.
But strangely, crime scene investigators find no sign of a struggle, nor can they determine what kind of injury caused all the bleeding.
We did not see any high-velocity spatter that sometimes you would see from like a gunshot wound. We did not see what's called cast-off, where a person would be being struck with an object, and when they raised that object to strike again, you would sling blood. We did not know whether this person was killed or injured by a gunshot, stabbing. We didn't know.
Odder still, the blood trail goes cold right at the edge of the bed. There isn't a single drop anywhere else in the house. But in the garage, where Jennifer's minivan is still parked, the team finds more evidence.
Bloodstains were found within the driver's side portion of the car, one in the inner door handle, and then one on the actual steering wheel were collected and documented. Within the rear portion of the van, along the sliding door and the frame of the driver's side sliding door, was also several bloodstains that were collected and documented.
We don't know if that's her blood. We don't know if that's Abby's blood. We don't know whose that is.
It will take days for the crime lab to answer those questions, time that Jennifer and Abby may not have. In the meantime, investigators are starting to wonder if the perfect family was so perfect after all.
Is there any possibility that your wife had met someone else?
Everything inside me says no, but if you ask is there a remote possibility, I can't positively say no.
48 hours after Michael Blagg came home to an empty house and a blood-stained bedroom, it seems his wife Jennifer and daughter Abby have vanished into thin air.
There was nothing. No one knew where to look, who to look for, or what to look for.
Fear grips the community.
A lot of people were worried that there was a murderer out there because no one had any idea where Abby or Jennifer were. And Michael was on this massive hunt for his family. And it was a lot of unease because at the time, there was no apparent suspects.
While investigators check statewide databases for known child molesters and ex-cons in the area, rescue and recovery teams widen their search, on foot and on horseback. But the rough terrain around the Blagg's neighborhood yields no new clues. Another day goes by, and investigators still don't have a single lead. Desperate for even the smallest clue, they ask the anguished husband to come to the station for a more detailed interview.
Tell me about your wife, Jennifer.
She's the most energetic, enthusiastic, wonderful woman you could ever want to meet. She's a good Christian, Lord-loving woman.
At that point, we're trying to do victimology. We're trying to get as much information about who this person is, not only Jennifer and Abby, but also who Michael Blagg is, what his background is, and so forth. Anything out of the norm as far as salespeople coming by, as far as phone calls, any problems that you or your wife have had with anybody in town, anybody in the church?
I can't think of anybody that would have any problems with Jennifer or Abby or me. I mean, we're about as plain milk toast as you can get.
Good job, wife, child, highly thought of in the religious community that he associated with. Military veteran, you started trying to put that together with what you have back at the residence, which is a missing wife and daughter and a bunch of blood on a bed, and trying to fit that all together.
Honestly, if we can't find Jennifer and bring her back home, I don't know.
What do you think happened? I mean, what you got here?
I've been running scenarios over in my head. I have no idea what could have happened.
Investigators have Michael recount every detail of that fateful day.
He talked about leaving that morning and getting up at 5:30, seeing him in bed at 6 o'clock in the morning. And as he left, he went and he gave Jennifer a kiss and went upstairs and gave Abby a kiss goodbye.
Michael calls throughout the day, but is unable to contact either Jennifer or Abby. He arrives home at approximately 4:20 p.m.
Went in, opened the door, I'm home, closed the door, and I could see from the entryway, you're looking straight back at the back of the house, I could see the door open, which is really unusual.
What's your first thought, gut instinct?
Fear, initial fear, something bad is going on. So I run back to the master bedroom, and as I'm going back there, I'm able to see that the bed's not made, which is another warning sign that Jennifer makes the bed every morning, and that there's a big patch of blood. I was pretty freaked out when I saw the volume of blood that was there, and I made a pretty quick dash to the phone to call 911.
As far as Michael knows, neither he nor Jennifer had any enemies.
Michael's theories were that someone had seen Abby, that possibly a kidnapping had taken place, or that a burglary had taken place, and that's what resulted in the disappearance of Jennifer and Abby.
But detectives have to consider other explanations. Maybe the perfect family wasn't so perfect after all.
Is there any possibility that your wife had met someone else?
Everything inside me says no, but if you ask, is there a remote possibility, I can't positively say no.
I had suspicions that we needed to look at Jennifer. Could she have done something without telling anybody?
We found out that the Blaggs were a very closed family. Jennifer, she didn't have people in Grand Junction, that she had developed one of those type of relationships where she just basically has someone to cry on their shoulder.
Could she have found that comfort in another man? Investigators begin searching Jennifer's personal belongings for evidence of an affair and turn up a bombshell.
It was a paperback book that was on top of the television in the living room. It was a religious themed book of some sort. And on page 55, we found Jennifer's handwriting in the margin.
In the note, Jennifer says that she skipped church and spent the morning with Stanley instead.
I had an incredible prayer time with him about giving him the keys to my life. And she even dated it, 11/12/01, in Colorado. Well, this is the day before the 911 call. You know, this is something important. So I was trying to put together the whole weekend, and I wasn't sure who this person was, Stanley.
Detectives question the Blaggs' friends, family, and fellow church members, but no one can identify the mystery man. While the search for Stanley goes on, the crime lab results come back.
All of the blood that was found or collected at the crime scene, including the blood on the bed, as well as blood in the minivan, all came back to Jennifer. There was no apparent blood from Abby at the crime scene. For the latent fingerprints, the ones that were identified all came back to household family members.
Now that they know Jennifer was the victim, investigators try to assess the severity of her injuries.
The Sheriff's Department called us out to the scene to help them determine the quantity of blood to see if there was enough blood that would have resulted in someone's death, or if it was a potential minor injury. And in this particular case, there was a fair amount of blood, and it very well could have been a result of a death of a person.
Investigators now realize they're probably looking for Jennifer's body and can only hope Abby is still alive. But there's no chance of finding either one until they find a suspect and a motive. Weeks after the likely murder of Jennifer Blagg and the disappearance of her daughter Abby, investigators theorize that the crime could have something to do with a mystery man named Stanley. A search of Michael's work computer doesn't turn up any evidence of an affair, but it does reveal a shocking new clue, an unsent email from Michael to Jennifer the day before the attack. Jennifer, I am sorry that we have ruined this day. I don't know what went wrong. I would love to take some time today to talk through the problems we are having. I am sorry if I have given the devil a foothold. Investigators now have proof that the fairy tale marriage was in trouble. It's time for a closer review of Michael Blagg's story. Michael Blagg says he left home at 6 a.m. for his job at Amatec Dixon, a local manufacturing company. He arrived back home at 4:20 p.m. Moments later, he called 911.
Things are messed up in your house?
Just in the master bedroom. It looks.
How old is your wife?
She's 34. She'll be 35 this January.
And how old is your child?
6. Oh, God.
Okay, calm down. Is your wife's car out front? Mike?
Let me look at the garage.
Okay.
Yeah, in the garage.
Okay, Mike, do you have a cordless phone?
Yes.
Can I get you to go outside and talk to me, please?
Yes.
Okay. Did she go to school today?
Nobody's called. I don't know.
I was immediately struck by the fact he had not searched his residence or his property for his family.
When was the last time you talked to your wife?
Last night before we went to bed.
When did you leave this morning?
I always leave at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm going back inside. I'm going to go up and look at my daughter's room.
You're going to go look in the daughter's room?
Yes.
Okay, you need to tell me what you're seeing, okay?
The dispatcher had to prompt him, more or less, to go upstairs and check for Abby.
There was a second story to this residence. His daughter's bedroom was upstairs. I know people are different, but that to me is unbelievable. I would have torn that house up looking for my wife and my daughter.
I pushed open the door without touching anything.
Okay.
Okay. Her school clothes are still laid out waiting for her. Her bed is messed up. The covers are pulled all back and there's no blood though.
And her school clothes are still laid out, so she never put them on?
No, I never put them on.
So she never got dressed?
No, I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Okay. Mike, I need you to go back outside, okay?
Okay.
We have officers en route, okay? And I'm going to keep you on the phone until they get there. Okay?
Next, detectives review the answering machine messages he left that day.
Good morning, gorgeous. It's me, just calling to see how you and Abby are doing. Love you, sweetie, and I'll try calling you back later. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.
Initially, it sounded to me very sweet, almost sort of a sickening type of sweetness.
Hey, sweetie, it's me. I'm starting to get a little worried about you. I hope everything's going okay. I'll try calling you on your cell phone. Love you, sweetheart. Bye-bye.
By 3 p.m., Michael had grown anxious.
Man, where are you guys? I haven't gotten to talk to you all day long. Anyway, I hope everything's going okay. I love you. I miss you, and give me a call when you get a chance. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Grand Junction is not that big. I think it was 6 minutes from Amatech-Dixon to their residence, maybe 8. If you're that overly concerned that you call that many times, get in the car and go home. You're the manager at this business.
Michael Blagg has just gone from victim to suspect. Was he reeling from Jennifer's involvement with the mysterious Stanley? Or was there another dark secret tearing at the heart of the Blagg's marriage? Investigators have found out that Jennifer and Michael Blagg had a big fight the day before she and her daughter vanished. Searching the family's computer for more clues, detectives make a shocking discovery. A secret cache of over 860 pornographic pictures.
Finding the pornography really surprised me. This was a family that, in Michael's words, they were born-again Christians and that his life was an open book, and he welcomed our investigation.
His photo collection reveals a darker side to his personality.
The type of pornography that he had focused on, psychologically in my mind, points to a dominance type of mentality, especially towards women. And sort of went hand in hand with what appeared to be control that Michael had over Jennifer and Abby, and that sort of closed environment that their family unit had. I mean, they didn't really associate outside of the church.
When investigators finally discover the identity of Jennifer's mystery man, the pieces of this puzzle are finally snapping into place.
All of us have areas in our life, areas of strength and areas of weakness.
Dr. Charles Stanley is a reverend, and Jennifer was very devoted to him. I found the show that would have been on November, the Sunday before this murder, and he gave this sermon called The Keys to Peace.
In his message that Sunday morning, Reverend Stanley strongly condemned pornography and those addicted to it.
And I just saw that this led to some sort of a confrontation that led to her death.
Detectives challenge Michael Blagg directly. Was his addiction to pornography what sparked the fight with Jennifer? Blagg tries to play down their argument.
I talked to him about that. He said he'd gotten a phone call from a recruiter that was looking for someone with my talent. Jennifer found out that I had talked to this person, was mad that I had not consulted her.
Furthermore, he claims that his pornography collection was simply research to keep the marriage fresh. Investigators aren't buying it, but so far, there's nothing they can do to prove Blagg harmed his family. They don't even have a body. The only thing left to do is watch and wait. Complex Crimes assign their narcotics unit to conduct a covert surveillance operation.
We need to find out a little bit more about Michael Blagg and what he's doing during the day, what he's doing during the evening or the night. It was during that time period that we found that Michael was stealing stuff from Amatech-Dixon.
Astonishingly, investigators witness Michael Blagg loading his car with office furniture owned by Amatech-Dixon. Not only is the perfect husband addicted to graphic pornography, he's also a thief. Investigators haul him in for questioning.
He denies. He denied for hours that he had anything to do with that. It took unbelievably a long period of time before he would just admit that he had stolen the items from his employer.
You could see there were times when he would focus on a point on the wall, and he probably was not even in that interview room mentally. He was someplace else.
Investigators rotate in and out, keeping up the pressure.
We spent a lot of time talking to him about his religion background and using Bible verses on him, talking about truth will set you free. You've had this guilt for so long. You've carried this. No longer do you want to carry this.
But as investigators know from researching Blagg's background, he won't be easy to crack.
One thing that stood out a great deal in my mind was how his personality would change when he talked about the military. I ended up talking more and more with him about some of his training as a naval aviator, like, for example, SEER training, survive, evade, resist, escape. What is that? Well, it's a course that you go through where they actually drop you off in the woods and then track you down like you're a captured POW and subject you to interrogation, food deprivation, sleep deprivation.
Investigators may have Blagg in a corner, but that doesn't mean he's going to back down.
Here's a person that has already training how to avoid a lot of the techniques that law enforcement uses. Michael was there not only to give me information, but he was there collecting information about where we were at, what was going on, what focus we had, and so forth. He was sort of doing counterintelligence.
As the interrogation stretches into its 8th hour, Michael makes a move that shocks investigators.
I remember him asking, what's the difference between first-degree murder and second-degree murder? So we found that very interesting that all of a sudden now he's starting to think about, what are his choices involved.
Investigators take advantage of this rare moment of weakness.
Where is Jennifer? Where is Jennifer and Abby? I remember him stopping his crying and looking at me straight in the eye and saying, I really don't know. It's the only time that I've ever felt that Michael Blagg was honest with me.
We were close to him saying what had happened when he, after 10 hours, said, I'm done.
Investigators have no choice but to release their only suspect. The following day, detectives set up a meeting at his new apartment to discuss further the stolen goods. On arrival, the investigators are in for a shocking sight. The mysterious Blagg ordeal seems to have claimed another victim. 3 months after Jennifer and Abby Blagg disappeared, investigators have caught Michael Blagg stealing office furniture. But when they go to question him about this latest charge, the mystery only deepens.
We got a key from a manager, made entry into the apartment. It smelled like car exhaust, and that's when there were some concerns as to what we were going to find.
I ran into there. I saw Michael Blagg sitting in the bathtub naked. I could see his left wrist, and it had been cut. I couldn't see his right hand. I remember seeing that there was a Bible behind him. Felt for pulse, saw that he was breathing shallow. And my initial thought, looking at the water, that it was a lot of red in the water, and is that he possibly could die. And so I attempted to get him to give what we call a dying declaration, to tell me where Jennifer and Abby were, and he denied, again, that he had anything to do with them.
The attempted suicide was when we started changing our minds about Michael, and also made us ask questions as far as who is this guy? This is a person that has the community on his side, that has his family on his side. What is it that is still making this so difficult? Is it that the time's going by, that he can't find his family, that there's no answers coming through, or is there something else?
Not everyone is buying Blagg's act of desperation.
Whether it was a serious attempt or a staged attempt, to me it was laughable. He had nothing to fall back on except trying to grab hold of public sympathies. That's the ultimate in the narcissist in him, period.
Later I learned that the wounds were actually fairly superficial, and there was really no danger of dying.
Investigators are now convinced Michael Blagg killed his wife, and probably his daughter too. But they still need more evidence.
You can get a conviction in a murder case without a body, but not early on. A jury is going to want to make sure that everything possible is done to find a body or bodies, or have some reason to explain where they are.
And we needed to find those bodies to be able to have a successful prosecution of the case.
141.
Carry extra water and drink plenty of it.
And it'll take us a few minutes to organize these search teams because the maps go with them and brief them.
5 months after the crime, the Sheriff's Department coordinates a massive county-wide search for the Blagg's remains. It's the largest ground search in state history, with over 2,000 volunteers.
We've got 8 children, and so we thought if this was one of our children, we would definitely want someone to help us, so we decided to get involved.
So we tried to identify areas that he could have traveled to in the family van and that he could have dumped alongside the roadway, or he could have carried the bodies one man X amount of distance.
You had so many different teams of horseback, search and rescue teams. You had a lot of specialty teams. We had planes that were flying in, that were doing flyovers. Logistically, there was so much area covered.
Over a period of 10 days, searchers scour hundreds of square miles, to no avail. Frustration mounts, but investigators refuse to give up.
You realize that this is one of those truly challenging cases that is going to test you. It could be the case of your career. In fact, it almost became sort of a mantra at times that he is a very smart man, and he might be smarter than me, but he's not smarter than all of us.
Finally, investigators make a critical breakthrough. Questioning Michael's colleagues, they discover that on the day of Jennifer and Abby's disappearance, he did something out of the ordinary.
There were co-workers that saw him gathering up trash and taking it back to the dumpster. They felt that was not like Michael Blagg.
Did Michael dump his wife and daughter in the trash that morning? Was he checking to see if it had been emptied? If so, investigators' only chance at solving the crime now lies in Mesa County's enormous landfill, somewhere under millions of pounds of trash.
We started out by doing a feasibility study by contacting the landfill manager to see if this was even feasible. They didn't feel as if this was doable. We quickly changed their thought process when they seen the determination of the search team.
I do all the surveying. I also keep track of all the records at the landfill.
Frank Koshevar narrows the search to an area 200 by 300 feet by 30 feet deep. 1,800,000 cubic feet of garbage.
I just didn't realize how big a landfill that was and how much trash we were talking about.
The next step was potholing, and that is where we had the excavator that actually digs vertically and picked out newspapers and looked at the dates on the newspapers. You'd pothole here, go 20 yards, pothole there.
Digging here is dangerous. The footing is unstable. Toxic material abounds. But investigators forge ahead, undaunted.
When we went up to the area where we were to begin our search, it was just mind-boggling. I didn't know how we were going to do it.
After 2 weeks of steady digging, absolutely nothing turns up.
It was hotter than hell. I can't think of a time when you have the odds against you and things don't look very good, that a group pulls together and says, we're just going to go do this. And we're going to do this for as long as we need to do this.
Day 16 of our search, I was watching the bucket come up out of the excavation.
We could see that it was a leg hanging out of what looked like a nylon bag.
After 7 months, the mysterious disappearance of Jennifer Blagg ends in the county landfill.
It was, quite mixed emotions. I believe, there was high fives, and within seconds it was like a light switch, and everybody went in different directions and handled what they had just experienced.
Wrapped inside a tent is a woman's decomposed body. Investigators call the coroner's office.
First and foremost importance in this case was to determine identity. and we identified the body by dental x-ray comparison. The body was that of Jennifer Blagg. So then we proceeded to do the complete autopsy. We determined that her cause of death was a gunshot wound to the head, and her manner of death was homicide.
The autopsy reveals that Jennifer was most likely killed in her sleep. She is dressed in pajamas, with her retainers still in her mouth. Her eyes were closed when she was shot. Later that day, an arrest warrant is issued for Michael Blagg. The charge? Murder in the first degree.
I can't express enough how much these guys at the Mesa County Sheriff's Office gave up their personal time, their family time, or what it took for them to be out there to do that. And I'm really grateful for that.
The next day, Georgia police arrest Michael Blagg at his mother's house. The search for 6-year-old Abby continues. But on day 52, after digging through over 4,600 tons of trash as far down as 19 feet deep, investigators are forced to end their mission.
Everybody affiliated, with this investigation, was a family person. No one wanted to leave a little 6-year-old girl interned in a landfill. We eventually had to do that. We met our goal and we left that landfill, knowing that we left Abby there. Abby Blagg is in a better place, and I know she forgives us for leaving her interned there. But I also know she knows we did our very best.
2 years after reporting his wife missing, Michael Blagg goes on trial. Prosecutor Frank Daniels tells the jury that Jennifer planned on leaving Michael because of his addiction to pornography.
I saw an unhappy family that yearning for closeness with God on Jennifer's part, and not feeling satisfied in her relationship with her God and with her husband, and the answer meant she had to get rid of Michael. So I believe she confronted him, whether it was Sunday or Monday, and he decided he's not going to get divorced. He's not going to allow this because he's narcissistic.
Faced with public humiliation and expulsion from his church, Michael shot his wife in the face as she lay in bed, the prosecution argues. He then wrapped her body in the nylon tent and carried her to the minivan, the only vehicle large enough to transport a body. He then disposed of Jennifer's body in the trash compactor where he worked.
I would watch Michael during the trial, and he was absolutely detached. He tried to make himself cry one day when they showed landfill pictures. Michael made every effort to try to make himself look like a human being. It just didn't work.
Defense attorneys contend there's no clear evidence connecting Michael to the remains in the landfill, but it's a weak argument.
Through the whole process, every time we found Amatec Dixon waste, I would locate it with this type of GPS called real-time kinematic, or RTK. And through that process, I would make digital maps out of it, 3D models. You can see by some of the diagrams that I had drawn, she was indeed in the middle of Amatec Dixon waste, vertically and horizontally. I have no doubt about that.
After 5 weeks of testimony and just 10 hours of deliberation, the jury finds Michael Blagg guilty of killing his wife. He is sentenced to life in prison.
As to count one, we, the jury, find the defendant, Michael Blagg, guilty of first-degree murder.
The verdict was for the people of Grand Junction, in my opinion. And I'm really grateful that they got that. For me personally, I knew and was convinced, and my verdict came the day the trial started at opening statements.
A verdict of that magnitude, I always have this, glad it's over, I'm glad we won. It's sad for all people involved, the families on both sides.
I can't say enough about the investigators that worked on this case. They worked relentless. There's no give up in them.
Though Michael has never been charged with Abby's death, prosecutors believe her body remains deep in the Mesa County landfill.
Even though you're happy about a guilty verdict, the hardest part to think about was Abby. It's sort of a bittersweet moment in the fact that you still have a child that lost her life and a family that will never see her again.